Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Z. I'm a clinical psychologist specializing in adult transgender care. Welcome to my channel. If you are new or a regular viewer that has not yet subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe so that way you can help everybody else find this content. If you don't follow me on Instagram, highly recommend follow me on Instagram. That's where I post daily additional content, tips, guidance, and advice. I also want to give a shout out to viewers that graciously emailed me. A lot of you actually do with a lot of great tips um, on technical things, sound of the video, mic of the video. So I want to give a shout out to the viewer who wrote me and said that having microphone in front of me detracts from my face. Now you get to see all of me, I guess, and said it's better off if I got a mic. Um, hanging stand. This is how non-technical I am. So I'm very, very grateful. Hopefully it picks up sound just as well. Somebody please give me this thumbs up emoji down below if the sound is really good and clear. I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you very, very much. For today's video, I would like to give a lot of you tips, advice, and guidance on how to navigate presenting yourself around your family members, especially, and this is especially, if you feel that, if you feel an internal need for validation from them, if you feel that internal need to be able to be seen by family members and especially validated by family members, and I know that a lot of us do, because families tend to be very important. Families tend to be the place where we tend to go first and foremost for that validation, that visibility thing. And so I know that for a lot of individuals, especially if you're older, going through this transition, especially if you're going at a transition anywhere past, I would say even age 30, there's going to be challenges because the older you are, the more you may feel, believe it or not, for especially for a lot of trans women, there's going to be a lot of different insecurities about presentation, about how you come across, about being seen as who you are and validated as who you are. And that's all normal and natural. And family tends to be one of those places where we would love to get that from. Why wouldn't we? And in the beginning of a transition, it could be very, I think for some people, it could be a little bit, how should I put it? Um, uh, People can sometimes, I don't want, that's not the right way to put it, but sometimes people really like to push the envelope. And by pushing the envelope, then sometimes it can also backfire. I just want to explain it to you. So if presenting, presenting as women to your family matters, and getting that validation and being seen as a woman by your family matters to you. If it doesn't, valid, this video is not for you. But if it does, I want to share with you a tip how to navigate that. And I want to share with you a tip of why exactly it backfires and how by backfiring it does affect you. So it is, like I said, it's normal to seek that validation from family members, but what's more important in the beginning of transition, and this is actually in my experience, the older you are, the more you're going to experience it, is that when you do go see family members after coming out to them, so this is all happening after coming out, you came out to your family members, and um, regardless of how they responded to you coming out, let's say you got to show up for Christmas gathering together or for Thanksgiving gathering or Eastern gathering with your family members or some big birthday party celebration. And there's a part of you that is going to have performance anxiety, right? There's going to be part of you that is going to be anticipating what's going to happen. If you're already anxiety prone person, you're going to be running catastrophizing scripts inside of your head. Even if you're not anxiety prone person, chances are, if there's part of you that wants to be validated by family members, you are already going to be anticipating an element of anxiety. You already are going to be thinking about the worst case scenario. For a lot of you, your internal critic, or more importantly, your internal transphobia, which is actually what it is going to kick in. It's going to kick in and it's going to start telling you a script such as, What if I show up and they think that I don't look like a woman? What if I show up and they say, who am I kidding? What if I show up and they make fun of me? What if I show up and they feel disgusted by me? What if I show up and they don't accept me? What if I show up and they say that this is never going to happen for me? It's all of this what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, right? And that type of mental what ifs is it's very not only is it painful, but it is something that not only perpetuated by you, which is very important to recognize first and foremost, but second of all, it's this internal script stemming from internal fear. And most of all, and I, if this person watching this video, they will recognize, because the idea for this video came from having one-on-one client talk with them. Um, the truth is, whatever you think, they're thinking that your family member is going to think about you is all in your head. You're the one who is planting what they're going to be thinking. You will never know what they're going to be thinking unless they're going to tell it to you. So what you're doing is you're having your own toxic stuff come up, actually stuff you feel about yourself. And instead of facing it and learning how to detox it, you feel and you're terrified that your family are going to think that. Now, sure, your family might think that we don't know, you don't know. Again, you don't know until they actually tell you. And so what happens is this. If you are at a stage where you're not feeling at least at a midpoint of a confidence in relationship to your inner feminine, in relationship to your woman, if you're not staying rooted in your feminine power at least 50% halfway through, then when you're going to show up, and especially when you're going to try to what I call push the envelope, meaning you're socially presenting more as your feminine self. When you're going to show up, chances are what's going to happen is that your family members will not even have to say anything. They may even look at you without thinking about looking at you, and you're going to immediately ascribe and assign everything you've been thinking about prior to showing up to them looking at you. And you're going to say to yourself, aha, I knew it. They're looking at me right now and they're laughing inside of their head. I knew it. I should have not showed up. And so it's going to become like a fulfilling prophecy for you. But in reality, they may not even be thinking about you at all. This happens because you're not halfway standing rooted in your power. Now, here's the thing. How can you become more empowered? How can you gain that power? How can you gain that confidence? And most importantly, what is that confidence going to do when you see your family members? My advice to all of you is this. Start pushing that envelope. In other words, start presenting, start owning, start showing up as you are and embracing yourself more and more and more around people who support you, who love you, around of people who see you. This could be your friends right now. This could be me on so many of you DM me on I don't know. I hate talking in shorthand. Direct message me on Instagram and share with me your progresses. A lot of you will share with me. Somebody just direct messaged me today and said that they got pretty much exact same haircut bob that I did, and that was like the bravest thing they ever done because they didn't think they could really pull away short haircut, and also they thought that they needed to have long hair to be feminine, and they're so proud of themselves. Even if it's me on Instagram, even if it's anybody else, start showing up for yourself within your personal lives, separate from your families, right? So why? The more you show up around people where you already know you have their support and you know they have your back, the more, first of all, first and foremost, the internal critic inside of you is not going to get triggered. It's not going to start writing the script that you're going to write with your family, right? So because there's going to be absence of the script, or if it is going to be present, it's not going to be as extreme as the other side. Because there's going to be absence of the extreme script, it's going to allow you to go out. It's going to allow you to be more yourself, to present more yourself. The more you do it, guess what happens? You're capitalizing on your experiences. Guess what happens when you capitalize on your experience? They confound What do they confound? They confound to incredible results where you start feeling more positive, more affirmed, more confident, even if you're not doing some things right. Even if you look, you're not going to know how to do a lot of things right in the beginning, especially if passing matters to you. I just recently posted, I had today a much darker lipstick with this look, almost like, okay, let me share with all of you who love makeup, because I know makeup is not for everybody. You see this color? It's like this vampy brown red colors that my husband said that I look like a ghost. I said, well, now you know what I look like when I'll die. Um, so this look is, you know me, I'm a red lady, right? Always red lips. This is darker, but usually bright red lips. I wanted to do this vampy look. Do you think I innately know how to do vampy look? First of all, I had to Google what vampy was. I had to Google what are shades of vampy lipstick. I had to Google and look up YouTube tutorials what blush goes with vampy look because my bronzer would not work. I had to just basically spend some time looking into it. Then I had to spend some time finding the right shade. What I'm trying to tell you is that unless you're 1% of women who just innately knows how to style herself and how to pull everything off, the rest of us, myself included, we learn as we go along. Now, granted, I had a running start from a lot of you. Why? Because I was comfortable with my gender growing up. My gender is female, and as a result of my gender, I was also socialized. I was also related to as a girl. And so a lot of women were my mentors, a lot of women were my beautiful advisors, right? I have two sisters also. So when my older sister started to do eyebrows, I followed suit and plucked the heck out of them and had no eyebrows until like my 30s and learn how to grow them back. So the point I'm trying to make is that nobody knows how to do it. And for a lot of you, if passing matters to you and you are right now dancing and playing in this playground of what is femininity and of this all this woman gender markers that I'm talking about, makeup and clothing and the way, all of the stuff, it's going to be a playground for a while. You're going to have to explore it, experiment it, and try it out. You're going to have to do research and see what works out for you. And sometimes you're not going to get it right. I still don't know if this is like a best look for me. I still wonder if I look ghastly. I had to take it off for this video because I wasn't so sure. You just have to try all of those things. And so, for a lot of you, when you're pushing that envelope and trying things, there is going to be insecurity. There is going to be uncertainty. There is going to be, what if I don't get it right? And you are not going to get it right all of the time. That's okay. That is the whole point. The whole point is that you go out there, you do it, and you see how you're being received, right? And you see by whom you're being received. And then you filter, right? Because my mom saw my vampy look today and she was like, this is so unprofessional to have such a dark lipstick. You're a professional woman. She was giving me this. This is so unprofessional. I was thinking, what? It's just a lip color. Then a friend of mine saw it and said, wow, this is like a really great, interesting look on you. My point being is you're going to have to then filter who's giving you feedback, right? My mom's feedback, I'm going to disregard. My mom is a little bit conservative when it comes to particular looks. I'm going to disregard it. My friend, on the other hand, is really has a great makeup perception, great aesthetic. I'm going to trust my friend. So you're going to have to filter it, but you're not going to get it right. You're going to get a lot of things wrong, and that's okay. That's okay. Just give it a shot and try it. You can then look back and laugh at yourself. I look back over the years and laugh at the stuff that I did to myself. That's all part of the process. It's all part of the journey. So when you're pushing that envelope, do it with people who you know have you back, who are going to say, you know what? This lip color you're wearing is really good for your skin tone, but you know what? The one you wore yesterday really flushes you out or just doesn't make you look good. That's what you're going to need right now. That's what's going to also help you make better choices or make choices that are more in alignment with yourself and your style. So push the envelope with people who have your support because in the very least, even if you fumble, you're fumbling in a safe place. You know that there is going to give you feedback the minute from the good place of your heart. What's going to happen is that you're going to become more confident. Then when you feel more confident, 50% of owning who you are and as a process, by the way, you're going to figure out what's resonates with you. But you're going to try all the things out. You're going to figure out who you really are as a woman. That's powerful things to hold on to. Then, when you go to family visits, then you can push the envelope with your family. Why? Because you're going to become like a rooted tree. Think of analogy of a tree. And your roots that are going to go deep into the tree are representing all these experiences of pushing envelope in a safe environment that is supportive, that makes you strong and confident in yourself. That's what it means to be 50% at least rooted in your feminine power. If you don't have roots, if you just started and you're going to family Christmas and you decide to push envelope at family Christmas and you haven't pushed envelope anywhere else, you haven't tried out, you yourself a nervous wreck, you're anxious, you're worried, and you're so highly dependent on family validating your experiences, you're a tree without roots. And your family response to you, whether they mean it or not, is a hurricane that is going to knock down the tree, knock down you. When you get knocked down, guess what happens? Confidence goes down, your hopefulness goes down, you feel so many terrible things. Some of you stop transition altogether because you feel like it's not worth it. Some of you get scared that it's never going to happen to you. Versus you push the envelope going to family when your roots are deeply into the ground. Hurricane happens. Sure, it'll knock off some branches. Sure, it's not going to be pleasant. Let's say you're going this Vampy Look for Christmas and you're like me, you run into your mom and your mother just gives you this whole spiel how this is not okay to do Vampy Look when you're in your 40s and yada, 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 and you're a professional woman and yada, yada, yada. Is it pleasant? No. Does it hurt? Yes. Does it suck? Yes. Is it going to knock you completely down to the ground? No. Is it going to take a few branches down? Yes. This is why, when it comes to family and presenting more as yourself, I really highly recommend first accumulate those experiences in the places where you are supported, uproot, root yourself deep into the ground, root yourself deep into your feminine self. Imagine literally every root being the experience you have, and the ground, the soil, representing your feminine power. And you're going to hold on to that power with your roots. So that way, nothing can sway you. This is my recommendation. It works every time. Every time I work with clients on an individual basis, this is something that I recommend. There's always eagerness. There's always anticipation. When you come out to family, there's always this eagerness and inner desire to start presenting, to start showing up because you feel like, well, I have to now show them that I'm really committed to myself, that I'm really doing it. Or maybe there's other reasons to do it. But if you're not ready, it's going to knock down your tree. Comment below, let me know what your experience have been around it. Comment below if you have people around you right now that can support those experiences, that can offer that backbone. Um, Comment below, let me know. Let me know thumbs up again if the mic picked up noise just as well. Let me know if you'd like to see me in my ghostly vampy look. And we'll see, you probably will because I'm changing a little bit with the color palette lately. Maybe it has something to do with me getting older and shifting a little bit from red, although still my absolute favorite color. So anyhow, comment below, let me know, a little detour there. Let me know, I'd love to hear all of your comments, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.